Hey guys, welcome to Junior Coders, and this video is all about arrays. Today we're going to be explaining arrays and how you can use them in this particular language, Java, and how it can be used in various ways. So what is an array basically? An array is a database which can store many datas in one single variable. Now there can be many different types of the pattern or storage of data. Some can be one-dimensional, some can be two-dimensional, and some can be three-dimensional. And today we're going to be showing you a really simple one, how you can set up a one-dimensional array. Now an array needs to have a specific type of object or type of data type. So let's for instance take integer. Now we want to make an array with array of integers, like one single variable which can store many integers. So what you can do is type int, which stands for integer, and a variable name. Let's take for example var. And then what you do is you insert an opening and closing third brackets or a square brackets, whatever you call it. And now you can equals to it, and if you want your array to have a fixed width, or a fixed number of data that it can hold, then either you can go for the new operator, which is new integer, and then within the third brackets this time you have to write the number of data which can be stored, which at max can be stored in that single variable. Let's take for example 5. And here we are not using the index as 0, here the index is 1, so it's counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 data will be stored in one variable. Or I'm going to be showing you another process later for which you can initialize this array variable. So now how you can, okay, so it's great, you have allocated memory, you have allocated some memory for this array variable. How do you even store the data inside? Well, first of all, if you want to set, suppose the first slot of the array here, you can type in the variable name, and then you're gonna have to do third brackets, and here is when we count the index as 0. So here there are 5 spaces available, that is 5 integers can be stored in this variable. Now, as that is the case, each of the numbers will be given a different label. The numbers not only represent a different number, it also represents a different index value. And the index value usually starts from 0, and if it is a fixed width, ends with the number of data it can hold minus 1. So here we have a variable which can hold, or rather an array variable which can hold 5 integers. So it'll go, so how will the memory be stored? The memory will be stored as like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not that good at spacing, but work for me here. And this is basically how numbers are stored in an array. This number is actually not the value of the number, it's the index value of the number, the label given to each number. So this is a 0, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, and this is a 4. And so let's say you want to fill out the integer in the first allocated memory in this array. You will have to specify the position exactly. You have to specify where in the array are you going to store the number exactly. So this is where this comes in. And here you can specify it, and then inside the third brackets enter that index value. For me it's going to be 0 because it's going to be the first value. Now you can store whatever you want. I'm just going to store 12, 1. And then if you want to store the next value, you will have to use var, and then 0 already has the number 12. So what's next? 1. 1 equals, let's say 40. and then so on. So I can go like var 2 equals 42 and so on. Okay, I did it, and this basically, if you fill out all the memory spaces, what it should look like. Now, how will you print, or how will you even get the integer from it? Well, getting the integer is also how you basically set the integer. So let's suppose I want to print out the third number here, 42. How we can do that? Well, we can use var because it's stored inside var, but we also know where it is, which index value it has. Otherwise, the computer will be all messed up, which index number it is, because there are a lot of numbers and I don't know which one to show you. So you have to also specify the index here as well, too. So if I save this and run it, and it should happen any moment. Yep, here's the console. It's 42. Even if I change the value, see, so that basically not only confirms the way that this syntax is correct, and also but also that these numbers are getting stored individually into each memory allocation, each allocated memory for this array. Now, a few interesting things I want to point out here. First, how you will add every single data you have in this array and combine it together and like have a single sum, a complete master sum. Well, it might seem tricky at first because sometimes the length might be the same, but sometimes the length might not also be that exact same length of the array, of course. So what I prefer doing, and what will also save you the time, or rather the effort, is by first collecting how many integers, how many memories are allocated, how many specific memories are allocated for integers in this variable, and then via a loop get each value from each of these memory allocations and then add them up together. So how can we do that? So first we need to get the length of the integer. Now that can be simple, but sometimes it cannot be that simple. So how you will get the length of the variable? Well, either you can, if you already know it, you can type 5, like int len equals 5. Or what you can do is that you can type var, and without interior brackets, no third brackets, dot, and here you'll see some nice syntaxes, and just below the hash code I have length, and what this basically returns is how many integers are there in this array variable. Great. So now I have len, which basically has the length of this thing. Now basically we have to construct a small for loop for showing all the sum of all these numbers. So let's also have an int sum equals 0, and then for int I equals 0, I is less than len I plus plus. And then inside a for loop, basically sum plus equals, or sum equals sum plus, and then var with the index number. See, that's why I have taken int I equals 0, because so that I will have no further complications trying to put the I in here. So it'll start with 0, 0. Now after the next iteration, I plus plus, it will become 1, 1. So I'll grab the second value, and then the sum will continue to grow larger. And then at the end, I can print the value of sum. And if I run this, sure enough, it's 123. By the way, I never expected the sum to be 123, so let's double check it, shall we? So I have a calculator here, so let's do it. 12 plus 14 plus 42 plus 17 plus 38. Sure enough, it's 123. I never expected to be that coincidental. So this works. What else do you want to do with this? Well, can we change the values right now? Can we add or subtract values? Like here we are adding the value of sum. Can we add and subtract values? Let's try doing that. For, or before we actually jump into that right now, I'm just going to be doing this. Sum of all numbers in the array. No, don't worry about that. That happens all the time. Plus sum. Now, can we change the already set variables, integer values within the array? Well, we can. So if you take 1 for example, you can set it plus equals 2. And then again we will, so that we can also see that if it gets subtracted or not, minus equals, let's say 4. So overall it should have, overall it should decrease with a minus 2 for 1. And here it's already the sum of the numbers in the array, and here it's 14 plus 2, which is 16, and 16 minus 4, which is 12. That works. What else can we do? What if we can have so that we can print every single variable in the console? Well, we can use this same for loop to do it. I don't know why my selection is getting a bit haywire lately, but happens. So we can use the same for loop to actually try to print all the numbers stored in the array. So what we're going to do is we can type sys out and then for I, or maybe we're going to have a print and then if, and then we can actually, instead of print, let's keep it simple actually. Plus 3 spaces. So if you run this, there you go. All the numbers in the array printed. So if you actually delete this, we can get a much clearer view because this seems confusing. So we actually delete this. There you go. All the numbers of the array just printed out in a nice, beautiful fashion. Sometimes here these 3 excess spaces can get in the way, but if you want to maintain that kind of decorum, you can come up with your own logic in the for system. Here we just try to keep it simple. Alright, so that's basically every single basic thing you can do with arrays in Java. Now, obviously there are many more. The arrays have much more potential than you realize. It has basically untapped potential, and so if you know how to use arrays, you can create seemingly complex things in really short type of code, in code which looks really short. Okay, take my word for it. So thanks for watching this video. I'll be doing more of stuff explained in Java. So if you wanna, tune in for that. I don't know why I'm hesitating so much. If you want to tune in for some more explained series in Java, be sure to hit this like button, comment down on what I did wrong or what should be a basic topic, but I didn't cover this basic topic because I think basic too low. And as always, please subscribe to this channel for more videos, so that actually if I do an explained series, you can actually get notified that I have actually uploaded it, because liking and commenting doesn't do much, though it helps to, it helps in the video analytics. So anyways, with that out of the way, promotion out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys will stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much.